One way to get started in real estate sales or to get better sales results is to join a real estate developer or join a team that focuses with a certain developer. Now, this was one of the insights that I got from my guest yesterday, Clement Dizon. And tonight, we're going to talk with one such person. So, someone who can tell us how to prosper during this tough time. Now, the good thing with joining a team is it will help you learn the basics of real estate selling quickly, saving you the frustration of having to learn it on your own. Well, that's one of the things that I also observed with the previous guests. They would usually struggle in the beginning, but what they have found is when you join a team, especially one that is already established, that has already good processes, the learning is quicker. So don't just join any team, no, join the top team in a real estate organization. So, like the number one sales network of Pro Friends, and my guest for tonight, and Mr. Billy Dominguez is the president of Green Circle Realty, the consistent top team in Lancaster, New City, and he has kept the number one spot even during a difficult selling period like the one that we had last year and even this year. And he was also awarded as the Asian real estate company, number one real estate company in Asia. So how did he do it? Well, let's find out. Let us all welcome my guest for tonight, Mr. Billy Dominguez. Sir Billy, good evening and welcome to the Dealmaker Channel.
Hi, good evening, Ronald. It's a pleasure to be part of your program. So, good evening, everyone, to all your viewers. I'm so
All,
happy to be part of this program tonight.
all right. Well, sir, I am very excited. While we were talking earlier, I was already getting a lot of insights from you. So I'm really, really excited for this episode. But just for those that don't know you yet, can you give us a bit of a background? Like, how did you get started in real estate? Were you doing something else before you entered the real estate industry?
Well, from college, I am an AB Communication Arts graduate. So, my first job was in government. I was part of the
Mhm.
pioneering team of Pag-ibig Fund. I'm sure a lot of people are
Wow.
aware of Pag-ibig Fund. So, I'm so fortunate to be in part who started Pag-ibig Fund in the 80s. So, this now reveals my age. So in the 80s. So I was happy to be part of that team because during that time, pag-ibig was a very good concept to get introduced to the Filipino workers because it has a noble mission of
Yes.
encouraging employees to save and at the same time own a home. So I was happy in that job because it was public service and it
Mhm.
has a very good cost, no? But at a certain
Yeah.
point, just like anyone else, we get to aim for something better, especially when you have a
Yes.
growing family. So it was at certain point, I guess, after 10 years of working in government, that I look for some greener pastures. And the first thing that came into my mind, as per the recommendations of people who knew better during that time, why not go into real estate? Real estate is a very lucrative business. So I was hesitant at first because I didn't know anything about real estate. I was government employee after college.
Yeah.
So how would I start? How can I start in real estate? But
Yeah.
just like what we know, everything has to start somewhere. So I started as a part-time worker, seller.
Ah,
So I cannot
all
leave
right.
my full-time job because there was fear. No, there was fear.
Yes.
I don't have experience. So what I did is to do it very safe. I do part-time work as a part-time sales representative during that time, one of the biggest real estate organizations, which is Real Estate. So as a
Yes.
part-timer, I started to experience the job, no, which is very good. Talking to people, the experience of closing a sale, and the experience of earning something bigger than my fixed salary in that government job. So
Yep.
from being a part-timer, I decided to go full-time. So I resigned from a full-time job because I thought this is the best career that I have to do after
Yeah.
government job.
Yeah.
So, of course, I put some commitment into it because I enjoyed it. I earned something from
Hmm.
it. I focus on it. So I became a full-time branch manager during that time. So from
Wow.
part-time sales representative, unit manager, I became a full-time branch manager. And there I discovered something very interesting, that real estate selling is a form of entrepreneurship. And
Mhm.
doing that thing, no, selling as an entrepreneurial activity, I got inspired. So from branch manager, I decided to get something better. So I was promoted from one position to another until I
Mhm.
became senior vice president for sales for Phil Estate. After that,
Wow.
full-time career ko na ito. Then, everything started, I put up my own real estate company, Green Circle Realty, in 2006.
All right. Wow, that's really inspiring. Sir, how long was that process of you being part-time? Like how many months or how many years were you part-time and then when you decided to transition?
Well, by nature, I'm a very conservative person. So I started doing part time in 1990. I decided to go full time in 1992. So I did part time real estate selling in 2 years just
Hmm.
because I wanted to know more about the business. Is it really for me? Can I take
Yes.
the challenges of a sales job? I was trained for a formal job, di ba? I went to
Hmm.
college. I had my master's studies. My parents are saying, are you ready to do real estate selling? You're a corporate person. So there were
Yeah.
some discouragements at first, but I really thought about it. So it took me 2 years. And of course, I made sure I earned the income in real estate selling that is commensurate in my income for 2 or 3 years. So when I earned
Yes.
an income equivalent to my 3 year salary, the conservative in me, that's the only time that I decided to go full time. I'm
Wow.
sure I will be backed up with a 3 year equivalent. So
Yes,
even
yes.
there will be some difficulties along the way, I think I have the resources, I have the money to support my family. So it was a conservative way of doing it. But when I decided to go into it, I decided really to go full time. Sabi ko nga, di ba? I have to let go and let God when everything
Yes.
was final for me already. So 2 years, 2 years ako nag part time.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's actually a very good approach, and especially for people that are hesitant, like they're working. Even I myself, when I started, it was just part time because I'm an IT professional. No background, no in sales. My background in college was chemical engineering, so really it was really far away from sales, and developing the skills takes time. So I think that was a good idea, to give that time 2 years to develop those skills. And how did you, like, knowing what you know now? What would you have done differently? How was your start? Was it smooth sailing in the beginning, or like what were the kind of challenges that you faced?
At first, it was difficult for me because, as I mentioned, I didn't have any experience in sales. I was a corporate person. In fact, I was in the public affairs department of Pag-ibig, but I was more on the writing side. So yeah, it
Writing.
was really more a silent person, more
Mhm.
comfortable in doing backroom work or the writing side. So,
Yes.
but of course, I went into selling. So I had difficulty because number one, I really didn't have the sales skills because I was not really keen on talking to a lot of people, then convincing them to buy. So I'm more of a buyer than a seller.
Hmm.
And basically, that's my problem during that time. So I guess it took a long time before I can sell. I almost stopped doing it because I became impatient and I became frustrated
Yes.
until I got a lot of chances to meet a lot of people. So I did my best. But the turning point is basically on organizing a team. Basically, that started my success because I just thought I'm not really a good salesperson, but I was a good seller of opportunity to people who wanted to become successful. So I saw
Mm.
that niche. I learned some of the rudiments of selling, but immediately I transformed it to an organization builder where I was not really focused on selling real estate properties, but I was trained to sell the opportunity to succeed in the real estate selling business. The moment I started to organize a group of people, that was something that I started to develop. So I started inviting a lot of friends, people, talking about real estate business, the lucrative income that they can get. And that started my real estate career. Ironically, not selling real estate, but selling
Mhm.
opportunity to people who wanted to go into sales, who are more gifted into selling real estate. That became my role in this business.
All right. Wow. So that's well for me. That was very surprising. I didn't know that your success was more of into building teams. But that's also, no. I think that's, I guess, good news also for people who are, no, like you and me. No, we're introverts. We're not really the outgoing type. But if you can convince people to join your team who are more outgoing than you, then yeah, it's a great idea, no, to build a team that will help you, no, in doing sales. Now, I'm curious, sir, because of that experience. Like, did you in your work did you have like leadership skills already, or did you also have to develop that as you were working in real estate?
Yeah, actually, that leadership thing, I guess, was developed in a lot of opportunities from civic works I was doing, from my
Mhm.
office. So it's basically more on influencing the people you work with to follow you and by being a good role model. No? I guess that
Yes.
really helped in my journey in the real estate selling business. As I said, when I started talking to people and organizing, was able to organize this group, everything just came into just came into place. So the small group became a bigger group because I now focus on training people. So that small
Mhm.
group, I was able to train. Then those people that I trained started inviting more people. So eventually, I saw myself not really in selling, but into sales training. Into sales
Okay.
training. So
Okay.
unlike people who are good in training, they went into doing trainings, public
Yes.
trainings.
Yes.
What I did is I focused on training the people I want to join my sales group. So it
Mhm.
was an internal training that I did for my people. Of course, I did not earn as a trainer, but
Yes.
I earned based on the results of the people I trained to become real estate salespeople. So
Yeah.
basically, that started it all. I can attribute my success in this business, especially in this company that I put up. Now, Green Circle Realty is now 15-year-old company. It's still there, doing its good performance, and I basically attribute this in the sales organization that I did. Of course, teaching everyone how to become a very successful salesperson, and today as a salespreneur.
Yes. Yes. So I think you have that unique advantage because when you really focused on sales training, uh, I noticed also that sometimes the top selling agents are not necessarily the best managers, right? Maybe they don't have the training skills, maybe they don't have the leadership skills, but for you, that was your unique advantage. So, how did you learn to? I guess how did you develop those training skills? Were there resources available to you back then, or were there mentors who help you in training people?
Yeah, I guess basically it's all about people skills that you first to develop. I remember
Mhm.
I was working in government. I was into public
Yes.
service. I was into helping ordinary employees own a home. So we really assisted them from their loan application up to the time that they move into their home. And I was in the public affairs department. I guess my public service and my people skills, di ba sabi ko, I'm so shy, but my public service work in Pag-ibig trained me to be a people person, to understand the people's behavior. So basically, when I got into recruitment of people, it was not difficult anymore because I know how to deal with people. Of course,
Yeah.
we want to help people who want to own homes, and we want to help people who are also hoping that one day they would become very successful and productive for their families. So it's
Mhm.
basically people skills. So I've learned to believe that real estate selling, yes, it's all about real estate, but basically it's a people business. So either you deal with your
Yes.
customers or you deal with your sales partners. Real estate is not just about real estate business. It's more about people business. So that's really helped me go into this situation right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I totally agree, sir, that real estate is a people business. We're not really just selling properties. Especially, it's very emotional, diba? The buying process is emotional. Even the selling process is also emotional. So, really having those people skills is very, very important. Now, in your experience, sir, as when you were training, uh, do you have an idea, sir, how many people you've already trained in your entire career?
I guess I cannot count anymore. Thousands of people
Thousands,
came
yeah.
and went, no. But
Yes, yes.
happily, I've trained a lot of some of the most successful and kumbaga, financially stable real estate sales people today, or which who I call sales preneurs, no. So that's
Mhm.
why they gave me this label called master salespreneur, because it
Yes.
used to be I was just the salespreneur. I was considering this my business, my real estate selling business, as a real business. But today, a lot of people has adopted that business discipline, that mindset. Kaya biglang tinawag akong master salespreneur, and I gladly accepted that tag. No? And today,
Mhm.
more people are becoming master salespreneurs themselves because they have also trained their people to become salespreneurs. So they keep on passing on the legacy, no? The legacy that I started. That's why this is something that I'm also happy about. It's not just about the income. It's not just about the selling results, but the legacy that we will leave, no, to the real estate industry.
Nice, nice. So you're not just keeping it to yourself. You're also training your people to become uh, sales. Well, not just sales trainers, but really salespreneurs. Yeah. So, sir, is this just within your team in Green Circle Realty, or do you also conduct like public training already? Because you mentioned earlier, your training originally was just for your team.
Yeah, actually, it started with my team because it was based on my experience.
Yes.
Then I decided to share it with my team because, as I mentioned, that was the strategy that I had. No, so
Hmm.
today, since it's really working for my team and a lot of people are asking about it, so I decided to share it with others, even for non-real estate salespeople, because my
Ah,
advocacy for salespreneurship now is really to, number one, to give a better self-esteem or confidence, no, or self-concept among salespeople. Di ba meron pa rin misconception na ahente lang ako. So
yes,
through
yes.
salespreneurship, I want to upgrade, no, yung self-concept or self-confidence or self-esteem ng ahente. Hindi tayo ahente lang. Ahente
True.
tayo. At
Yeah.
dahil kung meron tayong negosyante mindset, dapat let's be proud of it and realize how important the role of an agent, di ba? In the
Hmm.
business community. Without the agents, how can we bridge the, di ba, the product owner and the end user? Di ba? So
Yep.
ang role natin, so dapat let's be proud about that. Second, I would like to elevate the selling profession to the next level at par with other professions. Bakit kailangan yung doktor, yung inhinyero, yung arkitekto o lawyers, di ba? Na masyadong
Hmm.
mataas ang tingin natin sa kanila. Eh kung
Yeah.
gagawin din naman ng isang ahente, lalo na ngayon sa real estate, di ba? PRC license din naman na tayo. Di ba?
Yes.
We can be at par with success, with stature, with income, di ba? So pwede na rin ano. So dapat hindi lang tayo ahente, kundi salespreneur tayo at par with other professionals. And of course, the salespreneurship goal also is to produce more successful and more financially abundant salespeople. So what we can really be proud of what we're doing. So
Yes.
basically, kaya even to non-real estate salespeople, those who are interested, those in the insurance business, those into network marketing, those into consumer marketing. I am willing to share the salespreneurship concept. Total naman concept lang siya eh. Parang
Mhm.
sabi ko nga, pusong ahente, utak negosyante, yun lang naman yung
Yeah.
salespreneurship. Kaya ang tawag ko
Yeah.
ngayon sa mga tao ko, negosyante. Kung hindi mo pa kayang
All right.
magnegosyante ngayon dahil malaking puhunan, magpuput up ka ng business, you can always be a negosyante. Ahente
Yes.
na utak, negosyante.
Negosyante.
So it's open.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
open to everyone. Although naka-trademark siya sa Green Circle Realty, no?
Mhm.
Sa Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, but I am very open to share it with anyone who's interested to become a salespreneur.
All right. Well, I'd like to get to know more about that later. But siguro for those who may not have like the I guess the opportunity, to work with you directly, what would be your tips, for someone that who's working right now and they want to transition, like they want to try out real estate like you did, part time, or maybe they're just new graduates of BSREM, that real estate management, and they want to get into real estate selling already. What would be your, I guess, top three, four tips for them so that they start their career on the right path?
Okay, in terms of qualities, number one, of course, is as I mentioned earlier, it would be an advantage if you are a people person.
People.
So, because as I mentioned, real estate is a people business. Number two, right now, it's all about service. So you must be a service oriented person. And lately, ngayong panahon na to, because di ba, digital transformation, there's a big advantage if you have that digital savvy, no? So you understand the
Yes.
basics of digital platforms, because at this point, especially during this pandemic, di ba, medyo it's really crucial, no? How to meet
Mhm.
people without going face to face. So basically, a
Yes.
lot of things. So pero in terms of qualities, yung tatlo na yon. Now, how to get
Mhm.
started? Ako, ang sinasabi ko, this is a biased opinion because I am into project selling. I invite the newcomers to get started with project selling because
Okay.
project selling is less tedious in terms of preparations because you have a developer that would support you or you have a real estate marketing to support you in getting started.
Yeah.
You're focused on leads generation and selling. Unlike when you go into general brokerage, you cover a lot of things. Diba?
Yes.
From the
Yes.
dirty work to the
Mhm.
details, you do everything because you're on your own, because you are into general brokerage, unless you just link up with licensed brokers and you are just the leads generator. But
Yep.
as I've
Yep.
said, it's better to start into project selling. It's easier.
Mhm.
Of course, when you go into project selling, you have the option. Either you just
Yep.
focus on selling, or you go into what I said a while ago, you go into organizing so that you can expand your sales operations much, much faster. So
Mhm.
basically, those are some of the tips that I would like to share with our startups, no? For people who just graduated from college who want to take real estate as an option in choosing a career. So go into project selling. A lot of people will help you. Like in my case, I welcome newcomers to get started because I know the template, I know the formula. I even do a quick start. I do a quick start to new beginners because I know a lot of people fail not because they're not good, but they quit when they do not get started quickly. Kaya I have a special
Mhm.
program on how to make a quick start in the real estate selling business. So I basically focus on the most important things to do to get started so that immediately, diba, the moment you make your first sale, you're inspired to go into the other details of real estate selling.
Yes. Yes. All right. All right. Sir, I want to be sensitive. Kasi parang I noticed your light was going on and off. Do you need to do something to fix it?
Yeah. So
Sige, sige,
nawawala
sir.
siya. So nagdi-disconnect yung ano niya. So okay lang bang ganyan? Kung ganyan lang siya. Is it dark?
Yeah, I
Is it
think
too
it's
dark?
okay naman. Yeah,
Okay. So
I can
kung
still see
okay
you.
lang yan, so, pwedeng ganyan na lang.
Okay, sige, sir. Sige, sir.
Okay.
All right. So thank you, sir, for sharing those four items. Ano. So if you want to get started in real estate in the correct way, you need to be a people person. You need to think service orientation, and you need to develop digital skills, especially today. And you can get started, in project selling. I agree with that, sir. Kasi I know general brokerage. You have to get your own inventory, and like you said, you have to handle all of the details like documentation, uh, taxes, etc. But with project selling, all of that is supported by the developer. And you don't need to think about your inventory. No, you just need to generate leads and assist, be of service, to your clients. So for those who want to get started, is Green Circle Realty, open to um, getting new agents? Are you actively recruiting?
Yes. So especially during this time, we're continuously expanding because we are also expanding our projects. And of course, we know as I mentioned a while ago, I'm an organization person.
Mhm.
My slogan is always, you have to organize or you have to agonize. So this is basically one of the secret sauce. No, we all know that we have to organize or agonize. And di ba, in sales, especially in salespreneurship,
Mhm.
it's if you are not networking, you are not working. So basically, we are trying to expand. So everyone is welcome to join us, especially, of course, number one, the licensed brokers who want to monetize their license. Yun yung sinasabi ko. For licensed brokers who want to monetize their license, a lot of general brokers kasi are not using the 20 people, di ba, the 20 salesperson that they can accredit with their salesperson, with their license because they're doing general
Yes.
brokerage. This is an opportunity for you to open your eyes to project selling. Green Circle is looking for you because Green Circle needs a lot of salespeople. We are willing to train them as salespreneurs. Get accredited with us if you are a licensed broker, and we will help you uh, accredit naman the 20 salespersons to
Mhm.
become part of your license or to occupy your slots. Also, we're also looking for enterprising individuals who would want to be accredited salespersons because in Green Circle Realty, we have homegrown real estate brokers who have not filled in their slots. So if you're willing to
Mhm.
be trained, if you're willing to be trained and you are serious about doing a real estate career, you can join Green Circle Realty as a salesperson. There will be licensed brokers within Green Circle Realty who can accommodate you. And we will start with you with all the trainings that we have. We will start with a basic salespreneurship training. Then we train you to do the deeper sales process, then the documentation process, then
Mhm.
an advanced course on salespreneurship. So basically, these are the things that you have to pass through to become a more effective, successful Green Circle real estate salespreneur. So we put up our own training division for this. Huh? We call it the ILE, the Academy of Innovative Salespreneurship and Leadership Enhancement or Leadership
Wow.
Excellence.
Mhm.
So we really, as I mentioned, we're not just about sales. We're more of my function is really more on HR. I recruit
Mhm.
people, but I promise to train them through our training programs because the more important part is to retain them, to make them
Yes.
continuously producing so that they can really live up to the name salespreneur or negociante.
All right. All right. Well, that's
And
really,
that's for
really
free.
encouraging.
That's for free. We don't charge anything. We don't charge anything for our trainees because eventually
Yes.
they become part of our organic sales force.
Yes. Yes. And they will sell for you, generate the
Yes.
production for
So
you. I think
we
it's a good
educate
good
them,
relationship.
we
Yeah.
equip them, we empower them so that they become successful and they become our sales partners.
Yes. Yes. Before we get to our next question, just wanted to say hi to Estelle. So we one of our viewers who goes by the name Paano the Tagalog How to Channel. Ayan, she has a question. We I don't know if this was already discussed because I came in late, but what was his secret to maintaining top one even in a pandemic? How big of an impact did the pandemic play into their business? And so we haven't covered this, Estelle. You are just in time. But before we answer that, and before I ask that to Sir Billy, I just want to encourage you if you are liking what you're hearing right now. So you're liking what you're getting. I'm personally, I'm learning a lot from Sir Billy. So please make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, because this helps YouTube share this video to more people who may want to learn how to become a better salespreneur, not just a sales agent, but a salespreneur. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. And so let's go back. So sir, this is our really the heart of our I guess episode, and this is really what I'm really interested in because the pandemic was hard on a lot of businesses. Some businesses even closed down, like the restaurants, travel agencies. They had to close down. But the real estate business, you remain strong. You were number one. How did you do it? And well, maybe first, how big was the impact of the pandemic into your business, and then how did you remain um, top position, uh, in your team?
Well, I guess this is one of the most commonly asked questions, no,
Hmm.
during the pandemic when it started last year, because even us in Green Circle Realty went into some confusion and a lot of anxieties when this surprise pandemic started. I guess last year we started to feel it in the beginning of the year. In fact, there was a prelude, no? Uh,
Hmm.
Prior to the pandemic, there was the volcano
Yes,
eruption, no? So
yes,
in
yes.
fact, in our January and February sales meetings, we were really already preparing ourselves because we knew that this volcanic eruption, because we are in the south part, diba? We are in
Hmm.
Cavite. So we
Yep.
already prepared for it. And we prepared because of the aftermath of the Taal volcano eruption. So we were
Hmm.
prepared for the crisis. We were already looking forward to this VUCA thing, no? Parang volatility,
Yep.
uncertainty. So we prepared for it. Never diba? It appeared in our mind that that's a bigger problem that would come in. It's good we prepared for the Taal volcano eruption so that we had some idea already what to do when the aftermath of that will become much bigger after
Yes.
that. But of course, it was different when it dawned on us this pandemic thing. So the
Hmm.
lockdown in March crippled everyone because
Yeah.
there was shock, there was anxiety, there was an apprehension, and the first thing that came into my mind, and I guess with our salespeople, oh, what will happen to our real estate business? Who will buy? How can we do our usual process like meeting face to face with our clients, especially in our case we were dealing with the middle income earners, the OFWs, who really has to go who they really have to go to the site to take a look at the unit that they will be buying because they will be paying hard-earned money. So we're not dealing with big-time investors who can just pay without taking a look at the
Yes.
property. So we're dealing with a
Yes.
certain type of market where every peso counts. So
Yep.
we just thought, this is terrible. This is terrible. So at first, we were all speechless. We all stopped and
Yep.
start thinking about what we can do. And during that time, of course, our priority was the safety and security of our family, especially of the health concern. So I guess from
Yes.
March to April, we were practically doing nothing, and confusion was there. But
Hmm.
at a certain point, we have to make a decision. I sat down with my key people in the company. So how do we go from here? So through a lot of dialogues, through a lot of communication, which again, people relationship and people skills help a lot. So open communication and of course the sincerity to help each other during these critical times. So the first thing that came out is our safety. So we will continuously to take care of our health, of our security and safety, but we have to do business continuity or else
Yes.
we will all be in trouble.
Yes.
So in our discussions, we have to marry the two, safety and security or health concern versus productivity and income
Mhm.
So that's the time that we agreed that we have to uh, put in our mindset that we can sell without going on a face-to-face meeting or even tripping. We will continue earning from our real estate sales, but without taking some risk as far as our health is concerned. So that was the time that we thought of enhancing our virtual sales presentations.
Mhm.
So basically, we all agreed. Not everyone agreed immediately because some people are not techie, some people are not comfortable with technology, but we have to make a decision at that point. So basically, we agreed on what to do together. So we taught each other. We introduced technology little by little. The people who are more skilled helped the whole company in training the less skilled people from mindset to attitude to actual training in technology. So basically, that's the first thing that we decided on. We have to protect our safety and health, but we have to continue doing the business in a way that we can ensure safety. So
Mhm.
we did not go tripping, we go all virtual presentations. And basically we succeeded in that, no? So we started getting sales results. But of course, together with that, just like any marketing people, no, there's naman a marketing process for everything, good times or bad times. The same
Yes.
concepts, it's just about enhancing them because of the situation. Like for
Mhm.
instance, we really went back again on the table to study what's the possible market that we can tap at this point. What is the market behavior? What are their buying reasons? And together we assess, is the panicking group of people now would lead to non-buying, or will the panic will lead to buying? So
Mm.
we know
Mhm.
in every crisis the immediate impulse is people will stop buying, but
Yes.
as a marketing person who study people behavior, they may stop buying temporarily, but definitely they won't stop dreaming, especially owning a home
Mm.
for their family. So that
Yes.
we realized when we started talking to people, kumbaga, we're doing some trial balloons, di ba? In
Mhm.
talking to people, presenting our virtual presentations, but at the same time looking at their behavior, we succeeded in closing sales. That means some of those who are on a panic mode, they were really looking for a home to ensure safety and security for their family. So we were surprised that some of the people who joined us in our trippings prep pandemic time, who were brought to the site two times, three times, but they were still delaying their decisions. These are the people who called us during the pandemic that they are now ready and more serious, more urgent for them to buy a home.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and that continued. We were surprised, but we were happy
Yes.
so that March, April, no, almost no sales. May started to pick up. We were surprised. June and July sales June, July sales were bigger than our sales in pre-COVID. That means
Mhm.
their panic mode went into decision to buy because I guess they experienced during the height of the pandemic, they experienced the discomfort of renting, living in a congested
Mm.
area, living with their families, which is congested. So I guess they started to dream of getting a home that will be more comfortable during this pandemic. And that is where we develop also our major selling point. We just
Hmm.
realized their need. Now that we need to stay at home as a protection against COVID, and we have to work from home because we further want to protect ourselves more than ever, this is the best time to own a home. So we
Yes.
presented our product based on their behavior. And we're so fortunate naman, the next strategy naman dapat that everyone should do is when you know the behavior of the people, you should know what product or service to offer. We were fortunate that the product that we were selling was the most appropriate that we can offer based on the buying behavior of our target customers. So
Hmm.
basically, that started it all. The virtual presentations, studying the buyer's behavior, and offering the appropriate product that would answer their concern or that would give into their needs. Basically, yun yung first three, no? First three items that we
Hmm.
did. Of course, the other things na we started organizing, since we saw
Yes.
the market, we started inviting our people na dati naglaylo. They came back. We recruited more people. That's why I'm telling you now, we are continuously looking for people to
Hmm.
service this market. And we even
Yes.
reactivated the people who were not with us before. Now they saw
Hmm.
the opportunity. They came back to us. So basically, that's the
Yes.
way we pivot. No, we pivoted during that crisis in 2020.
All right, all right. And no, this was Estelle's reaction. Amazing. I agree. No, that was really, really brilliant. No, if you want to was that if you want to stay at home or if
Yeah,
you're
now that
already
we need to stay
working
at
at home,
home and
we
work
need to
from
stay at
home
home.
more than
Hmm.
ever, this is the best time to own a home.
To own a home. Yeah, that's really a very, very good uh, marketing. I guess was that your marketing slogan or marketing message?
We became it just happened. No? It just happened by
It
studying the
just happened.
behavior. So our slogan
Yeah.
now is stay at home, work from home, own a home.
All right, all right. And to come up with that, you mentioned that you study the behavior. Did you have like intense discussions with your prospective buyers why they're looking to buy a home? How did you find these insights?
Yeah, that's the other thing that we did. No, so while we were encountering buyers who were buying, we were really surprised. So we really have to talk to them. No, so
Hmm.
one of the reasons for their buying is it's a dream. As I mentioned, no, a lot of
Yes.
people would
Yes.
would stop buying during crisis, but they won't stop dreaming, and that's true. We really found that as one of the number one answer. They have that dream to own a home for their family.
Hmm.
Second, let's face it, there are people who really save something for the home. Kaya
Yes.
even with the crisis, the money was intact and they knew
Yep.
the crisis will be over soon. So they were confident enough to make use of that money that they saved for a long time to really for this home. Ngayon lang naging urgent. No? It became urgent because
Yeah.
they see the need for a home. The other thing is it became more comfortable for them to buy a home because everything is now digital. So they don't have to
Yes.
go out. They don't have to go out. They simply have uh, to go to the social media platform, and they can
Yes.
and they can go and choose a home. The other thing
Hmm.
that they saw, I think, is they became more comfortable dealing with real estate salespeople because they knew during these critical times the best salespeople are the ones left
Hmm.
servicing
Yeah.
servicing the buyers, no, because the not so serious salespeople immediately drop from the scene, no, because it's crisis
Yes.
time. So it's really the
Yes.
people who are more serious about the business. So people are more comfortable to deal with real estate salespeople right now. So of
Yeah.
course, at a certain point during that time when the crisis started, there were more liberal financing schemes and
Hmm.
liberal terms so that
Hmm.
the buyers grab the
Yeah.
opportunity. That's why they decided to become much faster in their decision. So these are
Right.
basically the
Right.
things that we saw. No, we saw. Of course, yung need for safety and security, that was also a primary concern. That's why they decided to buy during that time. So it's a matter of really positioning ourselves, our product, for them to realize that they really need it at that point. Diba?
Yep.
That's basically the concern of business people naman. That's why the entrepreneurial part in the salespreneurship is very important. We are not just salesmen. We are
Mhm.
business people who are thinking of how can we solve a problem? How can we improve a situation? How can we address the pain point of our customers? And we will be in
Yes.
good business. And during that time, the major pain point is they want to get secured and safe
Yep.
from this COVID. We offered them the right home for
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
family.
The best way to secure yourself is to own your home. Okay.
Yes. And
Wow.
it was a
So.
bonus because during that time, our objection is, oh, your project is in Cavite. I want something in the city near my work.
Hmm.
But today,
Hmm.
it's work from home. So you
Yes.
get an affordable price and you get to work at home.
Yep.
Di ba? So, kaya suddenly, nag-peak pa. Dati may objection. Ngayon, wala na.
Yes. Now
Totally,
it was removed. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So, that explains why sales shoot up even during pandemic time.
Yep. Yep. And I think this also agrees with no with your insight earlier. No, you mentioned that it's easier to get into project selling because, like in this case, the developer also had to pivot, right? Because sales were not coming in. They also had to adjust their payment terms to make it easier for for the buyers, to do that. And if you're in general brokerage, you don't have that luxury, of, your seller adjusting, giving liberal payment terms.
Yeah. One thing that really helped us,
Hmm.
2 months after, our developer introduced the the online booking. Of
Hmm.
course, it was on a trial test, but definitely that helped because our concern is not to go on tripping. So our
Yes.
developer immediately launched on a test run the online booking. We continuously improve on it. Then
Hmm.
online payment was introduced, and we in the sales suggested all the virtual presentations. They
Hmm.
simply prepare them for us, and it's not just about one virtual presentation because our buyers are really meticulous because remember it's hard-earned money. So
Yes.
initially we just did the usual virtual presentation about the unit
Hmm.
about the unit. Usually, di ba,
Yep.
what we can see among virtual presentations is about the unit,
Yes.
insides, the bedrooms, the facade. But for
Yes.
our buyers, that was not enough because they were
Hmm.
concerned about how about the subdivision? This is pandemic.
Hmm.
How's the setup in the whole subdivision? So we have to do a
Hmm.
virtual presentation about the whole subdivision from the entrance to the common areas to the commercial area, church, school within the
Yes.
faces. We really have to
Yes.
do a drone type of a virtual presentation for them
Wow.
to have
Okay.
an actual view of the whole subdivision. We thought
Hmm.
that was complete during that time. But
Hmm.
suddenly, a lot of people were asking, uh, how do we get there? We're not familiar with the location. So we're coming from this place. I remember during the face-to-face meeting, we have pickup points like we have SM,
Hmm.
MOA,
Hmm.
Makati, ganito. So they get to see the landmarks that they will pass through before going
Yeah.
to the place. So we just thought of doing a third virtual presentation. We shot a, parang a travel video.
Hmm.
There's one
Hmm.
from Alabang, there's one from Makati, there's one from Mall of Asia, documenting
Nice.
everything that
How
you
to get
pass
there?
through. Yeah,
Hmm.
so that means we completed the process. So from the meeting place and the travel time, the routes, the landmarks,
Yes.
then move around the subdivision, then before going to the specific units. And the specific units, we had two. We had the turnover unit, the exact unit that we'll give them when they
Hmm.
move in. And
Hmm.
we also have to do something, just like what we do in actual tripping, the dress up model unit, so that they can have an
Yes.
idea how it will look like when it's dressed up. So
Right. Right.
basically, these are the three virtual presentations so that we can simulate an actual tripping so that they won't miss anything. That's why they can make a decision to choose a unit and pay online.
Amazing, amazing. So you really what I really love about that is you really embodied what you mentioned earlier, no, being service oriented, right? You really listened, to your buyers and you adjusted, your processes to be able to still serve them, even in a difficult environment. So just kudos to you, sir, for doing that and for showing the way. And uh, that's really just to highlight your point, right? That for those who are beginning, it's a real advantage to be part of a team. Because if you're doing this alone, you have to worry all of that. It's going to take you a lot of resources, right? But if you're a part of a successful team, like Green Circle Realty, then you can really just focus on getting people to the virtual presentations. So the stress level, is lesser, if I may say so. So I really admire, sir, what you did. Uh, yeah. So one of the comments here from Estelle is very innovative. Uh, Here's a question: is this an initiative of your company or of your developer?
So of course it's an initiative of the company because we deal directly with our home buyers, but
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
did it in collaboration with our developers. I mentioned because we
Yes.
knew online technology is important. Our
Yep.
developer quickly responded. We
Hmm.
needed some virtual presentations, and that will take so much time from our selling activities. So we simply
Yes.
asked the marketing team of our developer if they can produce all the visual presentations or the virtual
Yep.
presentations that we need, and they produced them in due time so that eventually we were able to use them
Yes.
to
Yes.
generate more clients. So it's really a
Yep.
collaborative work between the salespeople and the developer. So
Yes.
dapat that should be maintained naman eh. That should be maintained,
Yep.
especially during critical times like this.
Yep. And I think, if I may say then, because you're the number one sales team, I think they will listen more to you. So there's clout there, right? They don't want to let go of their number one sales team, so they have. I guess that's a factor as well.
I guess partly yes, but basically I want to say that we always want to be number one, of course, because that's
Hmm.
inspiring. That gives a good feeling. But as I've
Yes.
said, being number one is nothing naman if you're not number one in service. So we're doing this
Okay.
so that we can be of service to our buyers. Because at the end of the day, our home buyers naman would not really see if you're the number one salesperson, but if you are the number one in terms of service. So
Service.
I think we are becoming the number one sales network because we
Hmm.
opted to be the number one in service. So alam naman natin, di ba? As I teach all my salespeople, to become the best salespeople, we have to stop selling. So
Mm.
that's look that looks ridiculous. Sell to be
Yes.
successful in selling, but you have to stop selling because our invitation to our people to our people, you have to stop selling because you have to start serving and helping your clients. Because the moment you serve them, in the best manner, sales will follow. Either repeat sales from them or referrals from them will come in overwhelmingly. So it's service first before yung income. May joke nga kami
Mhm.
sa Green Circle Realty. Let's focus more on the di ba, commission. Commission kasi is you are in commission with your buyers to help them realize their dream home. Kasi pag nakapokus ka masyado sa komisyon, there's a big chance ang aabutin mo ay konsumisyon, di ba?
Submission.
Kasi, di ba,
Yes.
wrong product, wrong presentation, misrepresentation, simply because you're looking at the big commission. You offered them a big unit, they can't really afford pala. At a
Mhm.
certain point, they just back out, they just discontinued. No? Whereas if they really need a small unit, just be contented with a small earning from it. After all, when they become happy, they will give you a lot of referrals as if you've sold to them so many units. So basically, that's why I was telling you, it's about service that would make you
Yes.
number one eventually because more people will buy from you, more sales partners will join you because you're
Mhm.
doing good service, that automatically brings you to number one.
That's an amazing mindset. I really love that. Thank you for sharing that, sir. Uh, you mentioned earlier, sir, that when you shifted your I guess your sales activities, one of the things uh, that you did was really yung virtual sales presentations. And I'm just curious, what platforms did you use for your lead generation naman? What were the most effective platforms that your agents used, for their own lead generation?
Yeah, just like most of our people, no? Of course, Facebook's still the most familiar uh,
Mhm.
social media platform. But also, of course, they're experimenting on a lot of things. They're trying everything. They're trying everything. But Facebook is still the most used, commonly used among our salespeople. Although, of course, it's becoming much, much stiffer and stiffer every day. The
Yes.
algorithm that changes every day. So
Yes.
it's a continuous, it's a continuous study, but Facebook's still the most commonly used among all the. But of course, a lot of people started to go YouTube, blogging,
Yes.
Instagram. They're
Yep.
using a lot of configurations, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's part of the salespreneurship thing. I have never prescribed them one formula. It's
Hmm.
part of their individual strategies in terms of using the social media platform. In fact,
Right.
they have trade secrets that I don't even know, but I simply look at the results because, as I mentioned, these are all individual entrepreneurs in mindset. They may be
Yes.
salespeople,
Yes.
but they are salespreneurs. Kaya I'm
Yep.
so happy looking at them being developed as salespreneurs.
All right. All right. Now there's also one more question from Estelle. Estelle is really maximizing your time here, sir. Because you mentioned that one of the things that you do is organizing teams, recruiting people. Do you have any tips, for say a salespreneur or a business owner on how to hire or build a performance or a commission-based performance-based sales team?
Well, as I mentioned a while ago, I was not tempted to do the common practice in real estate now that they pay basic salaries, allowances, or whatever monetary compensation to their salespeople.
Mhm.
I've adapted what I learned from my early days of real estate selling, and that's where I developed the concept salespreneurship. So
Mhm.
we are salespeople, but we are entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs do not receive salaries. In fact, we earn our income on the
Yep.
operation of our business. So this is the first mindset of the salespeople that I am developing in my organization. So when you go into Green Circle Realty and you wanting to be part of it, I will definitely explain that on the first day that we meet, that we are
Mhm.
looking for salespreneurs, not employees, not paid sales agents. So basically,
Mhm.
it's very clear on day one that this is a group of entrepreneurs who are engaged into sales. So that means uh, that's a kind of mindset. No, of course, as I mentioned earlier, after recruitment, the training is basic. No, it's very important in Green Circle Realty. So more than monetary, I guess our salespeople appreciate the kind of training that they get from Green Circle. This may not be the sophisticated training that we get from other companies, but these are the trainings, practical, experiential trainings that they get so that they can effectively use them immediately. Of
Mhm.
course, in other interviews, I always say recruitment is one thing, training is another thing to retain people, but there are other strategies for retaining people so that you will continuously become bigger without pampering them with monetary incentives. Sometimes it's about the psychic wages that would really bring them to more success. So I can say there are 5 R's of
Mhm.
retaining people in a group, which I use, which I would like to share with Paano, no? With Paano.
Yes.
So the 5 R's, basic to. I guess, as I was saying, I think I'm not in the real estate selling business. I am in the HR or OD business, no? Because
Mhm.
I'm more focused on this. to really generate more sales. Number one,
Yep.
I make sure I do a very clear rule clarification with my salespeople. So that's the first R.
Mhm.
Second, of course, is yung rewards and recognition, not necessarily monetary. Sometimes, sabi ko nga, psychological or psychic wages. Number three is, I guess, ito na yung relationship, di ba? A lot of people stay
Yes.
because of the relationship. So I don't let them know na, oh, I'm the president, so you have to follow me. During the critical times, we sat down, we were doing it collaboratively. I was asking them, they were asking me. So because we were sales partners, so the relationship can play a lot, no, in the success of an organization.
Mhm.
Respect is number four. It's a simple word, but respect is very important. Upward, downward, sideward. So it doesn't matter as long as you respect, mutual respect for everyone.
Mhm.
And finally, paano, the last R is role modeling. So in good times or in bad times, you should be consistent in role modeling so that the people will join you, will not leave you because they have a dream to become like you in the
Mhm.
future.
Mhm.
Leaving you might fail them in realizing that dream. So they would stick with you because they want to be like you in the future. So that's the highest point, no? In the 5 hours of retention, be a role model to them, let them aspire to become like you, and they would stick it out with you. So basically, those are the 5 R's that I would like to share. No, your recruiting kasi sometimes become easy. Training, you just have to, di ba, transfer
Yes.
the technology and
The
knowledge.
knowledge.
But
Mhm.
retaining is the most challenging because sometimes
Mhm.
yung iba, when they learn, di ba,
Yeah,
they
they will put
they
up
will
their own.
fly. Yung iba
Yeah.
naman, when they don't learn, they will fly also or they will just stagnate. So
Yes.
dapat it should be a balance na yung motivation nila will remain high but they would want to collaborate with you because you give them that feeling to stay with you. And those
All
are the
right.
5 points.
All right. Well, if I may add one more thing, it doesn't start with R, but there's an R in the middle. It's your heart. So I can really see that your heart of developing people, of really helping them achieve their dreams, is I think no a key factor in retaining your people and just really building your team and maintaining that number one position. So uh, thank you very much, sir, for sharing all of this amazing insights. I wish that more people will be able to see this, and it's now my job, to share this with the world. So I hope that you will not get tired. I hope I can also invite you again in the future to share more insights. And I guess if you learn something, for those of you who are watching live or you are watching on the replay, please let us know what is your biggest takeaway from this amazing interview with Mr. Billy Dominguez. Can you just let us know in the comment section what was your biggest takeaway, so that we can encourage other people to watch the whole interview as well. Last question, sir. For those that want to join you, they want to become a part of Green Circle Realty, or maybe they want to own a home with your assistance, where can they reach you?
I can easily be reached through mobile number. So I am
Mhm.
open to give you this mobile number zero
Okay,
nine
sir.
one seven 308 8373. And I will repeat, no, it's 0917 308 8373. That's right.
All right.
And
All right.
they can also look at our website,
Mm-hmm.
thegreencirclerealty.com. The Green Circle Realty, yan,
Ayan.
.com. And of course, for those who would want to learn more about salespreneurship, they can
Mm-hmm.
always follow and subscribe our YouTube channel, The Master Salespreneur. So anything that we miss talking about salespreneurship here, you can always subscribe and follow our YouTube channel, The Master Salespreneur.
All right. Well, I will make
And
sure to link to
then
your
we do.
YouTube
We do
channel.
free seminars. We do
Mhm.
free seminars for those who want to go into real estate project selling. We do seminars every Thursday. Online to. By
Mhm.
Zoom, no? Online seminar every Thursday, 10 to 12. So it's a 2-hour session, but you can learn how to get started in the real estate salespreneurship using the green circle way. So every Thursday, 10 to 12, it's for free.
All right. All right. Well, is that on the YouTube channel, sir? The free webinar
No, we do it via Zoom. We do it via
via
Zoom
Zoom. Okay.
every Thursday. So we
Mhm.
do it via Zoom. So for those who are interested, they can just call the mobile number. Then we can give you the link. Every Thursday, we do that free seminar for everyone who's interested to get started into real estate selling.
All right. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your very amazing and generous insights. And I hope that for those of you who are watching, make sure to follow the Master Salespreneur. I think I should put that here. The Master Salespreneur. So this is Sir Billy's channel, YouTube channel, the Master Salespreneur. Make sure that you visit that, subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified whenever Sir Billy has new videos teaching you how to become a better salespreneur. And also, I hope that you make sure to smash the like button. Before you leave, smash the like button on this video and subscribe to the Dealmaker channel so that you'll be notified whenever we have new and interesting people to interview and new videos that we release. Thank you, Sir Billy, for being generous with your insights. And I hope that you help more people become master salespreneurs.
Thank you very much, Ronald, and of course, thank you to all our listeners. And let's all have a very successful 2021.
All right. Okay. So with that, I hope that you learned a lot in this particular episode. No, I sure did, and I hope that this helps you build your real estate business. And actually, the insights that Sir Billy shared with us can be applied not just in real estate, like he mentioned earlier. If you are, say, in insurance sales, or if you have any business that sells anything, can definitely use the insights that Sir Billy mentioned earlier, and that really shows you the importance of having mentors. So my guest for tomorrow is one of my mentors as well. So it's very important that you develop mentoring relationships, whether it's with Sir Billy or my guest tomorrow, Dr. Larry Gamboa, the man who taught me how to buy and sell properties with little or no money down. So I hope that you will join me tomorrow with Dr. Larry Gamboa, same time, 6 p.m. here on the Dealmaker channel. And remember, it's always a great day to make deals, and may all of your deals push through. See you in our next video.